Okay, so now everybody, you've signed your waiver, you are now recorded, and here we go.
Yeah. So, well, good. Thanks everybody to be here. Vigo asked me 3-4 weeks ago to introduce a little bit more about acoustic, about our acoustic systems. Well, Gaber starts 8 years ago introducing these products into the furniture market in order to complete uh, our offer on in order to create complete environment thanks to Gaber furniture. Acoustic it's something which was actually we didn't get the opportunity to study this at the beginning. We think just about a decoration. Step by step, we learn a lot on this, and we create, I can say, a wide range of possibility that could improve acoustically the environments, and in the meantime could provide decoration. Acoustic panels are designed in order to limit the reverberation. So I make just a small introduction now. To limit the reverberation within confined environments. The overall noise, in fact, in these enclosed spaces is greater than the source that generate the noise. Increased from the reflection produced by walls or ceilings or floors, especially if these are made of smooth and very compact material, which are absolutely reflective, as for example, glass. The function of the sound absorbing panels is therefore to transform the reflective surfaces on acoustically absorbent surfaces. It's very important to understand that these products are not insulating products. So we are not simply dividing one area, one environment to another one, decreasing the noise between the two areas. We are creating something that absorbs, so works completely in the opposite side as an insulating product. For example, between the two rooms in a hotel, you should put some rock wall, for example, in order to insulate the rooms between each other. In this case, we create a sort of barrier between the two rooms. In our case, we are at the opposite, create a surface which is absorbing the noise instead of creating something reflective. Actually, there are so many products that helps on this, from curtains, I don't know, floors, particular floors, or even furniture in general could improve the and limit the reverberation inside one specific environment. But of course, the difference between Gaber absorbing panels is on the capacity of absorb, using a limited surface. So actually, the entire surface of the acoustic system, of Gaber acoustic system, is useful in order to correct and improve the acoustic performance in an environment. These products are made through an industrial process, which is actually the key of our success on this specific production. I can say that thanks to this, this system it fit perfectly any kind of project, whatever hospitality project or workspace, office project. Then all our products normally, due to the fact that I get many of these interview during the last 8 years, we create a sort of frequent asking question line in order to provide you all the necessary and more common question when you are using acoustic panels. I'm going now to use my second screen, share my second screen with you, so it will be much easier to understand how they are made. Well, first of all, one of the first questions that we receive during our production of these products is which are the materials utilized in Gaber acoustic system. Our acoustic panels use a frame made of impact resistant and anti-static technopolymer, which is the white frame you can see here. And then there is a polyester, a medium density molded polyester felt. Polyester is PET, is a material which is normally regenerated, recycled, and is the base of this acoustic panel. Has I can say it's a material which is the key of the absorption. These panels molded in felt are covered with a polyester or a wool or polyamide fabric. So these are the raw materials. And which are the advantage of Gaber acoustic system compare others, for example? First of all, as I told you before, they are products made in an industrial way. Benefits are, of course, cost, delivery time, and a constant quality of the products. Second, they are very light. So all our acoustic panels are very light and easy to manage. Imagine that we have, for example, this one that you can see here, called Stilly. We will use it. I will now try to show you this specific collection, which is our first collection. They are made by panels with size which is 17.3 by 17.3 inches each. Thickness, it's 1.5 inch. Okay, as an idea of this specific collection. And the weight is just 400 grams. So it's very, very light, easy to manage, easy to manage. They are actually highly decorative because the thickness, which is actually 1.5 inch, it's not a big volume to add to any environment, and provide is the key even of the acoustic capacity, absorption capacity. So we try to find an equilibrium between thicker panels, which probably has better acoustic performance compared than just a decorative panel that probably has no acoustic performance. Then all our acoustic panels has proven results of sound absorption at the top of the category. What means? As I told you before, even curtains could help in order to provide you better acoustic performance inside an environment. But of course, our acoustic panels are proven. So we have all tests that confirm thanks to a coefficient called noise reduction, NRC, noise reduction coefficient, how much they absorb. We come back later on this technical details of the NRC coefficient. Then they are very easy to install. Anyone can fix to walls these panels without any help. So it's actually thanks to because they are very light as well, but thanks to the way we studied in order to fix it on walls, for example, it's like fix a picture, exactly like fix a picture on the wall. They are 100% recyclable and they are fire resistant. So all these features shows why we are actually having the possibility to introduce these products in a fast and easy way. Very important is the relation between the necessary surface of Gaber acoustic systems and the size of a room in order to improve the acoustic performance. So this information is actually the most important thing, as it directly affects the cost of an installation. It's important to understand that to get a general improvement of the acoustic performance in an environment, it is necessary to use a limited number of panels. The ratio between the required surface of acoustic panels and the available surface area is about 5%, exactly 5.08% of the total area of a room.
Cristiano, do you think we could just make sure that everybody, that was really news to me when we were looking at the acoustics, that if we're understanding you correctly, that it's really only 5% of the room that needs the blocking of reverberation between all the smooth surfaces. So, you know, thinking about designers having that knowledge, just saying, hey, 5% is going to reduce sound. How many of you have ever been in a restaurant and all you wish they had was just a little bit, just a small amount where you could actually hear somebody else talking? So, you know, thinking about just 5% and thinking about these smaller, I love that they're called brilliant, but these smaller pieces that you can just put on the wall or on the ceiling, where it doesn't have to be a huge investment of design, but it does make a ginormous difference in the guest experience. Very much so. And that's something that as you're working with designers or even purchasing groups, you don't have to, if you don't see it, maybe just say, with this restaurant, is there somebody considering acoustics? It's something that we do. We happen to know it's just 5% that you need. I'd be happy to include that on, you know, any of the quotes. So it can be just a gentle ask, but I think it's one of the most overlooked artwork as well as sound, because they come up with beautiful designs, so many architects or designers, and yet this little piece is the real missing piece for ultimate customer experience. Sorry, Cristiano, I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. The 5% of the total area of a room is actually the minimum necessary panel surface to achieve in order to decrease or at least even quit completely reverberation phenomena. Well, in general, we are all here in order to sell. I used to teach my salespeople to use a ratio of 10%. Why? Simply because if you start with a 10%, you can easily decrease and tell to your customer, to architects or your customer, use 7-8%, and you will be absolutely safe, whatever kind of environment you are facing. Because of course, environments are different. There are environments full of glasses all over. There are environments without furniture. Imagine that these the criteria how we create these 5 to 10% is comes actually from the test we have made, no? Where these specific panels are introduced in a reverberation room, okay, which has a specific area, a total area, floor, the four walls, and the ceiling. You should add these three areas together and put 5 to 10% covered by our panels. So in this way, we saw that adding panels in this reverberation room during the test, we achieve to quit the reverberation at 5.08%. Of course, we are speaking on a completely empty environment made in concrete. This is the reverberation room. So it's actually a very worst test. I mean, it's very it's not an environment which is normally available on hospitality or any workspace area, because normally you have carpets, you have curtains, you have furniture. No, in a totally empty area, you are able to achieve this result. That means with a 7-8%, you are absolutely safe. There is another matter: which criteria should be used if there are even partial division, partition in a specific environment. Well, there is not an exact answer on this. Take note, first of all, you are now introducing acoustic panels to people that never study any acoustic in their life. So they don't know whatever is acoustic or is better or not better in a specific environment. This is very important. If you are speaking with an acoustic engineer, you should simply provide him the test. He knows perfectly where, how many panels introduced in this environment thanks to the test. But most of the people, for example, hospitality, but even workspace area, they don't have simply the possibility to pay an acoustic engineer in order to provide them a studio on how many panels introduced in their own environment. So you should suggest them, and you will suggest thanks to the area, the percentage I already told you, between 5 to 10%.
Perfect.
It will be
Cristiano,
more than enough.
we do have one question. Are each of the panels the same in their measurement of NRC, and what is the actual NRC ratio?
No, not all the panels has the same NRC. So
Okay.
we have better and we have worse, as on any, depends mainly on shapes, on material. I can show you now, for example, the ratio of actually the ratio of the three main collection of panels. So here you can see Stili and Phono, which are two collection. They are in class A, so the best class. The size, as I told you, is 17 by 17, more or less, inch each one. thickness is 1.5 inch, 400 grams. As you can see here, the NRC is actually the coefficient you can see in this scale, okay, in vertical. And we are lucky because it's the first test we have in Europe, which is exactly the same in US. So we are lucky on that. Actually, the NRC scale is normally between 500 and 2000 hertz, which is normally the I can say the how you call it here is the frequency of the people when they are speaking, or the general noise inside one restaurant. It is between 500 to 2000 hertz. This is the medium, okay? And you can see, for example, this one, which is Diamante, is actually very close to one, which is the best class. One is the top. There is nothing more than one, okay? And then the worst case is on Unico and Madison, which is in this area is around 0.6. So we are in class C with this. Of course, this should say something. If you are planning to use, for example, Unico and Madison collection, maybe you need to, instead of using 5.08% of the total surface, use 9%. If you are using Diamante instead, you can use just 5%. It will be enough. So this is, of course, an opportunity. But, well, NRC is actually the abbreviation used in United States for acoustic absorption coefficient, noise reduction coefficient. It's a scalar representation of the amount of noise or sound energy absorbed by a surface. It's normally used with is normally identified by a symbol which is alpha, no, all over the world. And the maximum value we have achieved with Gaber Acoustic Panels, with Steely, which is the main collection and the easiest collection for you to install to start having an experience with acoustic tiles, is actually 0.84 at a frequency of 1000 hertz. The maximum value obtained is equal to 1, okay? This test in United States is actually called ASTM C423, which is the reference test, which is exactly the same like the European ISO standard. Another important question, how to install our panels. And these panels, it's possible to fix it only on walls or even on ceilings. Of course, depends on the collection you will select. In case of Steely, for example, it's possible, and Phono, it's possible both to fix it on walls and on ceilings. Of course, on walls, it's very easy, as I told you before. On ceilings, like everything you should fix on ceilings, it's a bit more difficult, but anyhow possible. Let me check. I'd like to show you now how to fix these panels on this. Just to give me 1 second. Well, like Steely, for example. Steely ceiling and first walls. We start with walls, and it will be quite easy. Well, first of all, Stilly and Phono comes in carton boxes with 4 pieces each, completed with brackets and nails in order to fix everywhere these panels, both on ceilings or walls. It's very easy. You should just make a line on the wall in order to find where you want to fix these panels. Normally lines are made by pencils, or normally even today even by laser, for example. You should place the bracket over the line and fasten it with nails which are provided inside our carton boxes. Nails are both good for concrete or other kind of walls, so they work perfectly. There is even the possibility to fix it by screws, okay, but it's not necessary because the products are really very light. So once you have fixed these brackets on walls, the panels has a clipping system with a sort of small mushrooms that clips the panel on the bracket. So the panels are then fixed between each other thanks to male-female system, which is quite hidden, is very small, and they create a surface which is completely connected each other. So these are absolutely easy. So it's like fix a picture, exactly like fix a picture. On one bracket, you can fix a line of 10, 20 panels without any problem because the weight is nothing. Then there is another small bracket on our carton boxes, on our packaging, which is an angular bracket where you need just to fix one nail in the middle, and then you can fix over again by clipping the panel. So in this way, you can create a sort of diamond design. For concerning walls, this is the way how to fix it. On ceilings, instead of one bracket, you need to fix 2 brackets. So you should design at the size of 17 inch between each other the lines with an angle of 90 degrees, and then place the bracket over the lines. In this way, you will fix the panels, one panel each 2 brackets. In this way, of course, each 3, 4 panels, it will be better to fix a screw as well, because they are suspended, and nails maybe in some case are not enough in order to fix it. The brackets are provided with oval holes where you can fix easily any kind of screws. So let's check which are the results. For example, here you can see an acoustic installation, which is actually made with Stilly collection on ceiling. So actually very, very easy. An easy installation on ceiling. It's a bit, if you use the same colors of the ceilings, using a white frame and light clear fabric, of course they are hidden. In some case, people prefer not to see them, but they work. In our case, of course, people like it as more as a decorative support, like in this case on a hospitality setting. even on stones. You see here, they are fixed on stones, which are not a regular surface, but of course, it's possible. And then on ceilings as well. Office environment, again, hospitality, or you can play thanks to different colors on walls and ceilings in order to create a nice double color effect. Again,
Cristiano,
yes.
Can I ask you a question about when we have suspended ceilings? Here, I believe the grid of a suspended ceiling here in the United States is 24-inch square. Isn't it, John?
24.
Maybe, I think it's 24-inch. Can we replace existing suspended ceiling tiles with acoustic tiles by Gaber? So that means that we would have a product, a standard product for the US market that would be 24-inch square.
Yes, yes, yes. These are, this is actually acoustic, an acoustic collection called Stilly and Phono and whatever. And here you can see some example of use. Of course, what you are asking for, it's another kind of panel called Unico and Madison. Another two different panels, which works with Armstrong ceilings, which are the typical way in order to cover ceilings by tubes or whatever linking needs on workspaces or public spaces. So now we're going on this just to.
There was one more question, Cristiano, is whether or not these can be applied to curved surfaces, or have you, I mean, I know there was that one stone ceiling, but you know, is there
No, the surface could be like stones, as we saw before, could be useful. It will fit even this kind of surface, but not a round surface. Should be
Straight.
Possibly straight, not completely straight, but possibly should be straight. Take note, it depends even on the radius, because if is it a radius which is very wide, actually it's our system is limited in size. It's just 17 inch, so it's not so big.
So I do have one more question. You may be you may be moving into the Unico to answer it, but to Vigo's point, if they were to be on a ceiling, let's say a restaurant had, you know, limited capacity and they had to have a sprinkler or a light come through, is it possible to put a hole in and still come through the panel, or is that
Yes.
not advisable? Okay.
Yes, it's something possible. Of course, should be not something that increase the weight of the panels. I'm speaking about Armstrong Ceiling. So this system specifically, because this is just self-supported. So there is not a frame on our collection made for the Armstrong ceilings. It's just felt plus fabric. So in this case, it's possible to create an old, make sprinklers or whatever, but it's not possible to suspend something with a weight over the panels.
Okay, so I guess the other question that they're asking is, you know, have you ever had clients suspend the panels down, like using a cable system, so they're not attached to the ceiling, but they're more floating?
Yes.
Okay.
We will see them with the Diamante collection now, just after the other Unico and Madison. In this case, is just to show you that according projects, we're able to customize these products, both on colors for the fabrics and on colors for the frame. No? In this case, for example, we made this specific installation made with different Phono and Stilly collection, made with a green design. So providing a nice and good feeling, good design as well.
And the custom minimum is 300, correct?
300 pieces, yes, correct. 300 pieces. Well, let's check the others. I mean, Madison and Unico, and how they are made. Well, first of all, instruction, how they are used, how you should suspend them is actually very easy, because the Armstrong ceilings are made by a frame, which is actually made in plastic or aluminum, and you need just to keep out the other panels and fix that one. So our panels are made for an axis between the Armstrong ceiling, which is 60 by 60 centimeter. Is it actually? Uh, Actually, it's 60. It's about 23.62 inches.
Yeah, it's close to 24 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something that depends on if is it already an already existing installation. Otherwise, Armstrong ceilings is not something that is built always in the same system. It need just if is it a new installation, you need just to adjust the lines between the panels. Well, it's actually very interesting to see a possible project made with Madison, for example, like this one. How was the feeling? Considering the previous typical installation is actually like that, which is actually very ugly. Well, how it became an installation like that? Here you can see, you can, as usual, use maybe 8-9% of the total surface in order to improve acoustic with this specific collection. And here you can see sprinklers and the lighting and whatever. So you can still, using the other panels, the existing panels, adding a touch of color with our systems, which are, as I told you before, decorative, but not only, even absolutely with high performance. Of course, here you can use different colors or just felts. And this is how normally it looks, the finishing. Here is, well, no, sorry. I just change another with the other model, Unico, where I'd like to show you a kindergarten. We got a kindergarten in UK last year, having a big problem of noise, where imagine all children shouting and screaming, and and they get this problem, and they decided to change their Armstrong ceiling panels with our panels, improving the acoustic performance. And then, sorry, and then this is actually the result of the kindergarten. So they choose, of course, different colors, but the result was the acoustic result was amazing, impressive, really. It changed completely the life inside this environment. So these are actually some of the possibilities and made with this specific Armstrong ceiling. Well, there is another collection called Diamante. Diamante is a panel that works in different way. Could be suspended by cables, like you can see here, for example. The size of the panels is actually, let me check, I forgot it. the size of the panels, it's 46 and a half inch by 23 inches. Thickness is 1.3 inch. Is actually, so in this case, as you can see here in this picture, there are two panels connected together. How we connect the panels? It's easy, actually. Panels are provided with plastic links. At first, you put the one in the middle, and then the two on the top and the bottom, and you connect them. So it's very easy. And where to find this connection? They are included in our panels. On the back of the panel, you will see there are the linking connection available in order to connect each other, the panels. So in this case, there are cables. Cables are simple cables, steel cables, adjustable, provided with screws and fittings in order to fix it on ceilings, and they are adjustable. Actually, on vertical suspension, on horizontal suspension, like the one you can see here, you will have with the specific code which is indicated in our literature ACCC V005, you will find the fixing clip adjustable cables completed in order to fix one panel on the ceiling. In
Cristiano,
this case,
just so I make sure that everybody who's asking questions, so the cables need to be added to the quote separately, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so they do
Because,
not.
yes.
So do the cables on the quote include all the clip, like everything that's needed, or do we need to have additional parts?
No.
No, okay.
No. So you will need to decide at first which kind of configuration, how you want to install the panels, the Diamante panels. If in horizontal, suspended in horizontal, like, for example, I'm showing you here now, okay? Or in vertical, like here, for example, or like here, for example. This is a vertical suspension, okay?
Now,
Actually,
are those panels on each side so that you don't see the backing? Okay, so actually something like that would be 4 panels per, okay.
so actually there are two kind of panels. It's very easy. One panel has just one decorative surface and absorbing surface, okay, which is for the horizontal installation. The second panel has a double face, double side decorative covering. So in this case, the same surface you can see here is even on the back. Okay, that's because the horizontal suspension costs less than the vertical suspension. So when you have decided this, you will find the horizontal suspension kit and the vertical suspension kit. In this case, this is the horizontal suspension. You will find 4 cables with all necessary fittings in order to fix the panel on ceilings. In this case, you have 4 cables. So with 4 cables, you are able to fix 2 panels together. like in the picture here, in the middle of the panel, on both sides. In this case, you have a vertical suspension kit. It's actually, sorry, here. You will have just 2 cables. So the horizontal suspension kit costs a little bit more because they are double cable compared than vertical suspension kit. There is everything in order inside, including instruction, assembly instruction, in order to fix the panels on ceilings. Then these cables are adjustable. They are 1 meter maximum, the size, but you can adjust it according as you wish, as you wish. Well, here you have some example on how to use them, even changing the color between different panels. And you can even customize these panels. So with an additional price, we have the possibility to print whatever picture you will send us in high resolution over the panels. In this case, it's a picture, but it's made again, decorative, of course, but again, it's an absorbing surface. So it's an acoustic panel customized according to your request. Here you can see some example. Actually, let me check some other example on how to create different nice.
What's the upcharge there, Cristiano?
Sorry?
Is there a huge upcharge for something like that? That's very
it's not huge, but because made in Italy, still competitive.
So
But
like $1 million.
No.
More than that?
More. More.
Well, that's very interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it's actually a possibility because you need to create, in some case, people does not like just acoustic panels. They wanted to create something more decorative, and you can simply improve the noise reduction and add a touch of decoration.
So Cristiano, there's a question that's been asked by John. He's over in Carolina.
Yep.
And it's about a design tool. You know, I saw early in your presentation that you had a design a click here. Like, is there a design program offered by you, online program that can design the vertical and horizontal surfaces?
Yes. Well, online there is the possibility, is an acoustic tool actually.
Okay.
That provide you the possibility to design, well, not all the collection, not all the acoustic collection, but most of them. You can simply, you have a sort of grid where you can put the panels over, fix it, turn it, change the color, add and connect each other, creating your own design. Okay, so it's actually an instrument in order to help you to create your own design with these panels. And at the end, this system, once you have finished, you can download a PDF or a picture of this, even adding a background of your own place where you want to add these panels. So you can just change the background on this grid, and you will see a sort of rendering, I can say, on the final result of your installation. This is online, it's free, so it's something that everybody can manage easily.
Yeah,
And
maybe, Cristiano, maybe we can have a separate conversation, because what I'm thinking is maybe we have a page on our website dedicated to acoustics that we can have the link there that easily for everybody can use, but it lives on the entire site, so designers can use it. I know you were discussing the costs for customizing or printing on the panels. Does it affect the NRC at all if it's being printed, or is that really not?
no,
Okay.
nothing changed.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing
And
changed.
so then, as far as I'm assuming that we can get from you later, the details about the size of graphics, or if there's a setup fee or any of those details, I think that would just be good for us to provide to the team.
Yes, these are custom made. They are made with printers, but of course printers that could print over fabrics. Okay, and they nothing changed from the acoustic point of view, because actually the material still with the open cells, so it's actually like before, but there is this nice possibility as an additional
absolutely.
opportunity.
Awesome.
Well, it can also turn it into what we were talking about earlier, which is a piece of artwork. So if if somebody wanted a mural or something unique, or can a company, let's say it's a medical company or an office space, they could actually maybe put their logo on it, which so it can serve both sides of the sign. Okay, that's great.
Of course. Yes, need a bit in order to understand how to design, how to print it, because how to divide the image in different panels, or each panel you want the same image. This is just it's easy, nothing. So it's a customization, so it's normal. I mean, it's well, good. Let me check. I should have other example of next example of phono, for example. Phono, which is another collection. This one is actually a bit more difficult. This, for example, need the acoustic tool, because in this case we have 10 different shapes made by the panels. So we have panels completely flat. We have panels with like this one, which has a sort of square design, like a button. No, there are panels with an angular. Let me check if I find, like here, for example. Here you can see the design start to 0 and 1 here, so there is an inclination on the panel. Okay, so there are 10 different shapes available that you can combine together, creating design. And this is absolutely awful, because it's amazing due to the fact you can create waves, you can create on and off, you can simply design the different environments. So, well, let me check if I have some other example to show you. Well, we have even simple desking panels, which are again molded with a double side face, exactly like this one. These are connected to desks by a bracket made in technopolymer. This bracket is adjustable between 10 millimeters to 64 millimeters. That means 2.5 inch, which is the maximum size for the bracket in order to fix it on a desk. In this case, we have different sizes as well, angular version. It's a budget and easy acoustic panel. And then the last one we introduce in our range is actually Tune. Unfortunately, I don't have a nice picture here, but just to show you how they are made. They are freestanding panels. These panels are supported by a steel frame, which comes in black or white color. And then panels are provided in 6 or 7 different colors. You can see the thickness here, it's about 2 inches, should be 2 inches. Let me check in order to be precise. Yes, correct, 2 inches. And then 2 different sizes. They're tall 60.5 inch each one, and they're wide. They're 40 inch wide or 35 inch wide. They can even be fixed by a specific bracket in a horizontal way on desk as a partition. Well, this is
on the desk partitions, whether it's for the phono or the tune, does it clip onto the desk or does it have to screw onto the desks?
No, clip. There is no, sorry. There is on both screw. It's a screw.
Okay.
So it's a screw that fixes the bracket on the desk.
Okay, and then it clips into, so that it's clippable for the panel, but then the actual
correct
bracket has to be screwed in. Okay, and then
correct.
Do those bracket pieces need to be ordered separately? We just should probably know
yes.
that. Okay, so we'll just maybe at the end get those codes for you to make sure Sasha has those too.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
they need to be
you.
Well, let me check if I have other suggestion, but I think well, if you have other question or whatever, or if you wanted to see something else in particular, I'd like just to show you the most difficult panels, which are the phono, just to let you know how they are made, because there are just, in this case, there are just three standard finishes, 3 different colors. It's a fabric made in polyamide and wool. It's flat, could be flat or like this version as you saw before. Then there are, I can say, 4 different versions with a different shape and angular as well. So they are actually, you should combine it first by the acoustic tool, create your own design, then the acoustic tool provide you the total absorption surface, so in square meters. So you will find this data already on the acoustic tool, and moreover provide you a list of the panels that you choose in order to be safe with the orders and speaking the same language between us and the end user. Then you can see here Unico and the available colors, Madison, and again the available colors. Then Diamante, where you can choose even by frame, on frame colors. I forgot, on Steely and Phono, you can choose between white frame and transparent frame. In case of walls, maybe colored walls, it will be nice using the transparent frame, which is actually easy to combine with whatever color, because catch the color of the back surface. There is even possibility to add lighting on Diamante panels as well, but here is something we should check because we use European style lighting, which doesn't match with your standards. Well, good. And here there is the list of all system of fixation. There is even the possibility to have a freestanding Diamante panel where just heading the feet, you can create a budget panel in order to divide different environment, both from workspace or hospitality settings.
On the Diamante, there was a really neat picture where it was a large black frame and just a Diamante, like two in the corner that looked like a piece of artwork. But I didn't see that frame, the black frame. Is that another accessory that can be purchased? Or if you scroll up to the top?
I didn't, yeah, I didn't. Let me check. Or is it?
So do you see that the large black frame is just because I saw frame colors white, that taupe and the yellow. So is that something that you sell separately as an accessory? So if somebody did want to mimic that?
It's just a customized wooden piece, just a designed piece of wood, which is used by architects in order to create more decoration. It's simple, a wooden frame colored in black.
Okay, well, that clarifies that. Thank you.
Yeah, much easier than that. It's these are ideas we provide to to our customers or architects and designer. We use these in some exhibitions, during some show, and everybody watching the panels, and because just having a panel is sometimes is not so much decorative, no? You need something more custom, and this was an idea coming from a designer, a Danish designer we are dealing with. Of course, Danish, of course. Yes, actually, well, I think I provide you, I can say, a wide panorama of our acoustic tiles.
Does anybody have questions? I mean, I have 4 pages of notes. So what I would love to know is what other information we can get from this training now that we're all here live. B, what is it that you would have as a request that's most valuable? I know a lot of people asked about the sheets, Cristiano, making sure we have sheet application, the same type of text sheets available. So we'll make sure to have those. The tool, let's discuss how we can have that on our website. And some of these pictures are incredibly important because I really like seeing how they're applied differently. And as far as lead time, Cristiano, these are they're all really in stock. So it's really just about the timing of when we can get them on a container, correct?
Yeah, that they are normally in stock with in the standard colors, so they are always available. Of course, sometimes happen we get a large order and should wait a little bit more, but they are normally in stock for standard orders.
Then COM takes about how long?
Need a little bit more. Well, I'd like to tell you why we need 300 pieces, because 300 pieces, it's a roll of fabric. So we need to create we need to fix the entire roll on the felt in order to be competitive, to keep the product competitive on price. So that's because normally it depends just on the fabric dispatch time. I mean, it's actually because it's quite fast then to produce. It's not a long, it does not need a long time in order to produce them. But of course, if the fabric is in late this affects even the dispatch time of Gaber. But normally, I tell you honestly, normally in 4 to 5 weeks maximum, we are able to customize and create the customized version. Of course, take note that in some case we get a question due to the fact that I can say an architect or a decorator, an interior designer asked us the possibility to use their own fabric. First of all, the fabric should be always an open cell fabric, and then should have a part of, I can say, plastic, polyamide or polyester. Otherwise, it does not work on molding. It doesn't mold. It doesn't, we're not able to shape. And of course, open cells, why? Because simply if is it closed cells, does not absorb noise. So, we cannot make it in leather, for example. This is
got it.
It's actually a closed cell surface.
And so, I would assume we had another question asking about how cleanable they are, but if it's an open cell fabric, they're not really going to be easily cleaned because it's an open cell, correct? So
correct. Well, actually, vacuum is the best way to clean that. Then there is another secret, no, where to install the panels. When you are suggesting end user where to install the panels, of course, you should not tell them to start from the floor and then fix it up until the end of the wall. So if you put it at an height of, I don't know, at least 20, 40 centimeters from the floor would be better, because floor is normally the worst place because it's dirty. So it's better to fix it over the floor, at least 40 centimeters. And better as well, it's having the possibility to fix it at the height of the normal, I can say, when I'm standing up at the normal height, 1.50 meters, 1.70 meters, where normally the source of the noise comes from. Okay. So these are just small secrets on how to fix that. Of course, they are like pictures. There is even the possibility to fix, for example, in this case, you need just for your information, here you need a bracket, here you need a bracket, and then you need a bracket here and here. So just with 4 brackets, so 8 nails, you are able to fix this installation. Of course, if you are scared about children or someone else will touch the acoustic panels and try to keep out, you can easily fix another angular bracket here and here. In this way, nobody can keep it easily out. No, so these are details that you may study during the installation, but it's possible to make it according, of course. Maybe there is the children that try to keep out the acoustic panels, but as well the picture. So the picture has the same problem, I can say. Educate your children. Well, good.
There was another question about what is, so Unico and Diamante, they have pretty much the same absorption, if I was looking at that correctly, right? So I think the big thing is knowing both the percentage of NRC, and then we'll work on all the pricing to get that out to the reps as well. But the Diamante is a larger surface area, so it would seem that you would need a little less.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. The NRC does not change according the I can say the quantity of panels. No, the NRC simply tell you how many panels you need to install in one environment in order to quit the reverberation or reduce the noise. Of course, much higher is the NRC, less panels you will need. Less will be the cost.
Right.
So this is the secret. There are panels even made in wood, sold in the market as acoustic panels. How they make it? They simply create small, very small 1 or 2 millimeter holes on these wood surfaces. But of course, the only absorbing area is actually the area of the hole.
Oh.
So you will need, in this case, to cover completely the installation, like you will see in theaters or cinemas in this specific particular environment where the acoustic should be absolutely perfect. They used to cover the entire surface of the walls and ceilings with these systems. But in reality, using our system is costless because the complete surface of our panel absorbed. It's not just an hole on a wooden panel.
And what
walls.
I loved is when we were in the showroom together, one thing that's very popular in offices and co-working is, and even in hotels, is the glass walls in a conference room to bring in light. However, glass just allows outdoor noise, I mean outside noise, and it does not offer a lot of absorption. So being in that glass conference room, I think it was glass and concrete, or if I'm not mistaken, but just having some of the panels on top, and I think we did some on the side, it completely cut the noise. So right away I thought about all the conference rooms that I've been in where I thought, oh, this would just be such an easy fix.
Yeah, that's the conference room in your factory,
Yeah.
Cristiano.
Yeah.
That's, you walk into that room, you're guaranteed not to be heard. It doesn't matter what you say.
Correct. Correct, absolutely. No, it's actually, we made a nice example on how acoustic panels works, simply creating two meeting rooms, one with completely surrounded by glass, both of them, and actually the one with the acoustic panels just on the ceiling, it's completely different than the other one. So the noise that you will have in a four-wall glass surrounded meeting room is very, very, very bad. So you need something in order to improve. So with this system, the capability to reduce the noise is simply incredible. They, Crystal and Vigo tested, but it's actually, you will be surprised once you will add the necessary acoustic panels in one environment of the results that you will achieve. Yes, it's actually, even where I am actually is just on the ceiling. I use the acoustic panels, and despite in front of me I have an office with 3 glasses wall. Between my area, it's open, it's an open space, and the other area without the acoustic panels, even an open area, it's totally different how we feel the noise. Totally different. So I'm sure you will be more than happy once you have installed the first project.
Fun, happy?
Yes. Cristiano, this has been so informative. And if we can today, if you're able to send over any of the sheets you have in English that you showed today, I know that many people are asking for those.
Of course.
And any of these images, if you're able to do a WeTransfer, because those also, I think, would be very valuable for us to have as demonstration. Does
Yep.
anybody else have any other questions while we're here? And you can feel free to unmute yourself to thank Cristiano or ask your questions.
Yep.
This has been remarkable.
Thank you so much. This is very, very informative.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cristiano.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you. Ciao.
So take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. I will work on getting all these details over, and I'll also work with Vigo on pricing so that we can give you, after being excited about all this, give you the real tools you need to go and present them. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming today, and Cristiano and Gianfranco, thank you for being here and helping guide us through this. Very exciting to see.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody.
Yes.
Excellent.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Wow.
Ciao, ciao.